Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and I'm here tonight to talk about a new book just released a couple weeks ago, titled Nether Station by Kevin J. Anderson. I want to start off by stating that I got a hold of copies of Nether Station before publication through NetGalley first of all, but then also Kevin Anderson himself started a deal where people could join a group, email him saying they wanted to be part of a group, and he would give us access to PDFs of his upcoming novels. And Nether Station was the first one. So I joined, and he right away sent me the PDF. So I need to thank both of those, both Kevin J. Anderson and NetGalley, for advance reader copies of Nether Station so that I could read it and be prepared to do this video. Now, Nether Station has been out for about a week now, I believe. And the reason I've waited so long to shoot this video is because I wanted the actual book to be able to hold up and show you what this book looks like. Very nice book. I love the cover art. Most cover art these days I don't care for. This one, I think, really nails it. I think it's very good. And nice graphic design. It says Weird Tales Presents, which is, I believe, a new line of books. It was published. Kevin Anderson is part owner of Wordfire Press, and he publishes a lot of his work through that. He's been publishing his complete short stories in multiple volumes through Wordfire Press. So a lot of his work is available. If you go to their website, you can buy directly from them. This book, however, was not published by Wordfire. It was published by Blackstone Publishing and Weird Tales. But it is copyright 2024 by Wordfire Inc. So, cover illustration, by the way, is cover illustration design and interior design by Jeff Wong. Great job, Mr. Wong. I really like it. It's difficult these days to get me to say that I like a book cover, because I mostly like the old style science fiction paperbacks with Michael Whelan illustrations, or Frank Frazetta, John Berkey, Boris Vallejo, that kind of stuff. So it's hard to get me to say that I like a new book cover these days, but I do like this one. It's very well done. So the book, Nether Station, what's it about? Without spoiling, I am going to give you a couple of little spoilers, but they're things that are stated very early on in the story, so not a big deal. And I believe, well, just the fact that it's Weird Tales Presents and it's subtitled A Novel of Cosmic Horror, I think you kind of know what's coming at you. Okay. Nether Station starts out with a woman physicist and her mentor, who is an older man. They make the discovery of data sent back by a probe from out by the Oort cloud at the very outer reaches of the solar system, that there's a wormhole there. So they're part of a team that develops and sends out a space probe to go into the wormhole, and it does, and it's gone. But 4 years later, they get a radio signal from the probe. It's definitely from the probe that they sent. 4 light years from here is Proxima Centauri. The wormhole went through to Proxima Centauri, and the probe successfully went through and sent radio signals back. The governments of the world are not able to move quickly to get an expedition out there to investigate. Plus, This one rich billionaire, he wants to try to make money off of this. He smells an opportunity to corner the market of interstellar transportation. So he puts up the money and builds a ship, and he goes on the ship with everybody else out to the wormhole. Now, most of the because it takes like 4 years or something like that. I forget exactly how long, but it takes years for the ship to get way out to the Oort cloud from Earth. Most of the crew is put into a cryogenic sleep. When they get to the wormhole, they try to wake people up. The first one they try to wake up is the professor. The woman was already woke up early. The woman scientist, she was already woken up early, and she insists that her mentor, the professor, should be woken up first among the others that they want to wake up right away. So they wake him up, and they immediately, in during the process, start seeing that something's going wrong. Something happened with the um, process to wake people up that is damaging them. So they right away have to put him and the others that they're starting to wake up back into a deep cryogenic sleep. So they can't wake him up. So she's on her own, leading the science on this thing. And so they start investigating the wormhole. Right away, they find um, like icy asteroids, basically comets, because it's the Oort cloud, that are close to the wormhole, and they go to investigate some of these. The first one they investigate, they see has a huge carving of a figure that is not human. It has wings and it has tentacles around its mouth. Okay, every one of you that has read Lovecraft, you know where this is going. Especially since right early on in the book, they mention the expeditions to the Antarctic that are the subject of Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness. Okay, so this story is set in the same universe as At the Mountains of Madness. It's a Cthulhu story. And they're finding huge statues, ice statues to Cthulhu carved into one of these comet asteroids. If you have read Lovecraft, you know things are going to go south from here real fast. And they do. And I don't want to give away more of the book than that. It's an exciting book to read. It's it's a gripping book to read, one that you'll hate to put down. You'll really get into it, and it'll really hold your attention. Um, it doesn't have Lovecraft's more antique style of writing, which is good as far as being able to read it quickly and get into it easily. The more flowery kind of writing styles do make it a little harder to read, and so you have to slow down. Well, you don't get that here. You get a thoroughly modern style of writing, but that actually hurts the atmosphere. Lovecraft used that style of writing because it did make his stories feel older and moldier and darker, more depressing, more gray. It set the whole creepy atmosphere without him having to really get into specific horrible acts. He could make the stories into a horror story simply by his choice of language and writing style. And you lack that here, which does take away something, in my opinion. I happen to like what Lovecraft did with his writing, and I think it's appropriate for his type of story. And so, lack that here, I miss it. I wish it were there, but it doesn't hurt your enjoyment of this book. It just makes it feel a little disconnected from the original Cthulhu mythos. I enjoyed the story immensely. I recommend this book. I think it's one of the best books of this year. If you like cosmic horror, I think this is going to do it for you. It's an excellent book. Um, Reading it though, and here again, this is both a positive and negative feature of this book, is that there are definite ties to Lovecraft. You do get a sense of At the Mountains of Madness. You do get a sense of other types of science fiction stories like this. Um, there are definite similarities with Who Goes There. There are definite similarities to George R.R. Martin's Night Flyers, and most of all, there's a lot of similarity to the movie Alien. Okay, lots of vibes of that movie here. Even to the point where one of the characters is named Ash. He's not a robot, but there's a character named Ash in this book. So it, but take it like Kevin Anderson loves these types of stories, and he's writing his homage to all the great cosmic horror science fiction stories that have been written, and trying to take it to a contemporary place, which he does with the wormhole and the specific details of this story going out to the Oort cloud and stuff. These are things that we can write about today that they wouldn't have known back in the 1930s so much. And that makes this a very strong story, in my opinion. I would not call this book a classic, and so I'm not giving it a top tail badge, but I still do recommend it. I enjoyed it immensely, and I would recommend it to you. If you're looking for cosmic horror to read, Nether Station is a good place to go. Very good book. And I haven't read much Kevin Anderson. If you're not familiar with Kevin Anderson, a bell will probably ring for you the moment I say that he's been working with Brian Herbert for years to write continuing stories in the Dune saga by Frank Herbert. He also has written some Star Wars tie-in novels. So, and he's been around a long time. He's not a brand new writer. He's been around a while and he knows what he's doing writing. And so he wrote a very good book here. It's not an instant classic, but it's definitely a good book. So give it a try. And once you've read Nether Station, come on back here. Leave your comments in our comments section of this video. I want to hear what you think about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Leave your comments about the book, about Kevin Anderson. Don't leave other types of comments. Keep it on subject. And otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on back for more content like this and many other explorations into the wide world of literature that we do here on Telltale Books.